have took out Uzgits and his lads well enough,
the orc said.
That was some good scragging.
Daemira blinked. Had the thing just complimented her?
So,
The orc said, looking around its cell as though seeing it for the first time.
I ain't dead. Guess you gits have got a plan.
You will be placed into the arena this evening,
Daemira said.
There you will be matched against the deadliest opponents and most dangerous beasts that Gamora has to offer. Until you die.
She smiled at the thought, until she realized that the orc was smiling back at her.
Sounds good to me.
Good?
Daemira folded her arms.
Did you not understand me, you witless brute? This is a death sentence for you.
Gonna die at some point.
The orc replied with a shrug.
Might be today, might be tomorrow. Might be when the sun blows up and fries everything. So long as it's violent, or funny, I ain't bothered.
Daemira was rendered speechless for a few moments. It was one thing to scoff at the orc's disdain for casualties, to assume that they were mindless beasts that had no concept of mortality. It was quite another to be smacked in the face with the realization that they understood it, and simply didn't care. Every aspect, every single facet of Drukhari society was concentrated on extending one's lifespan for as long as possible. They sheltered in the webway to avoid the attention of she who thirsts. They nourished their souls with the suffering of others in order to stave off their own deaths. Nobles, such as herself, devoted great swaths of their wealth to their own protection, in the certain knowledge that others of her own kind desperately wanted her dead, simply so they could seize the resources she controlled, and use them to lengthen their own lives that bit further. The notion that orcs didn't fear death, that there was no lurking, malicious entity that they knew of, waiting to torture them for all eternity in the darkness that lay beyond their final breath. Why should this species of barbarians enjoy such luxury? Why should they be so carefree? How could they have such life, such vitality, and still seek to squander it amidst the thunder of guns? For the briefest of moments, Daemira had a vision of something else. A life in which the shadow of she who thirsts did not cast a subtle blight on every waking moment, and trail its fingers through her dreams. A life in which she did not have to cling desperately to her own existence by torturing other beings, lest she suffer more hideous torments when the spark of her own soul sputtered out. A life in which she could just live. It made her furious.
You are savages!
She hissed.
Do you even know why you fight?
Yeah?
Ufthak said.
Do you know why you do?
Daemira frowned.
What?
Orcs always fight.
The massive creature rumbled.
Always have. It's what we was made for. But it ain't just that. It's what the gods want. But it ain't just that. See, the more we fight, the bigger we get.
It tapped itself on the chest with one massive finger.
The bigger we get, the smarter we get.
It tapped itself on the side of the head.
And the smarter we get, the better we get at fighting. If we don't fight, we get slow and stupid. And then we might forget about the gods. We might forget about teleporters and gargants and Boom Dakka snazwagons.
You're just making up words now.
Daemira broke in angrily, then took a step back as the orc lashed out with the punch. It passed between the bars and struck the force field, which held a crackling boom of energy, but the thing's arms were long enough that it would have reached her had that protection not been there.
I was talking,
the orc growled, and the hairs on the back of Daemira's neck stood up as the subsonic harmonies of the creature's voice shivered through her bones.
I've seen you lot fight,
Ufthak continued.
Don't know why you do it. You don't enjoy it.
We do?
Daemira snapped, but the orc waved her words away.
Nah, you enjoy killing. You enjoy showing off. Proving that you're better than other gits and making sure they realise it. But you don't enjoy fighting. How are you gonna enjoy fighting when you can't take a punch? One of your mates cut this hand off once. I had to get a new one off some git what probably didn't deserve to have two of his own. And there was one time before that when me whole body got blown out from under me head. That was a good laugh. That's how you can tell it's a good fight. But you spikies would just sneak up behind Gits and stab 'em in the back like a bunch of blood axes.
You seem particularly sure of your own delusions,
Daemira scoffed.
and I do not, incidentally, know what a blood axe is, nor do I wish to learn. But let me tell you something, creature. If you are so intelligent, and you know us so well, why was it so easy for Zerzali's underlings to capture you?
Weren't this smart before.
Ufthak said.
I was getting there, but I weren't this smart. Then that git stabbed me with the grow juice. And when I woke up, everything was smaller than what it was, and me brain was bigger.